Okay. Well, and let's see, we've got Oren joining us. We have Paul joining us. We're ready to rock and roll tonight. I'm I'm going to do something different. I'm going to have everyone turn their camera off while I am talking, and then
Oops.
so we would have a little less distraction, mostly on my behalf. So thank you. And then when it's time to ask for a question, I'll have you unmute, and then this way, I'm just going to try something new. So welcome everybody to our class tonight on the immune system. And I am going to emphasize a couple really, really, really important factors here. And if you're okay right now, Myra, we're having everyone turn off their cameras.
I thought I already did turn off the camera. I didn't. Oops.
Okay,
sorry, Judy.
That's okay. We'll come back to you pretty soon here. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Okay, and we'll have everyone mute
Okay.
for now. And that, great. We're gonna go forward with this. So I think this is really an really important time to talk with all of you about taking care of your immune system. And there are many influences that are involved with that. Wherever you're at in your life, no matter what, everybody's included in this. The importance of amping up self-care and taking care of our immune system is heightening by the day. So, and I don't say that in a fearful way. I say that in a very encouraging way, because we are all made by spirit. Divine spirit is in every one of us. And it's amazing what can change and what can improve and what can happen in every cell of our body and all of our organs. 90% of our thoughts today were yesterday's thoughts. 90%. I think it's even higher than that. Most people are living in yesterday's experiences, in yesterday's thoughts. So if you think of that, habits that we have, emotions that we have, feelings that we have, for the most part, are in yesterday's thought patterns. We accumulate these thoughts from the day we were born, and from these habits and the DNA structure from the day we were born. And that's been in our gene pool. So when you think of it, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions create our personality. And I used to wonder about this when people say, you can change your personality. When it's broken down like that, our thoughts, our actions, our feelings that create our personality. If we want to change our immune system, if we want to change every cell in our body, every organ in our body, it is truly stepping back, observing, thinking about what we're thinking about, looking at what we are thinking about, becoming aware of these thoughts that we are having, because we have this body that constantly puts our thoughts, vibrations right into our tissues, right into our issues, into every part of our being and every part of our body. I find this so fascinating. And I share this on different topics that I talk about, but our body is our last teacher to get our attention. And as certain things are coming up with our body, it's trying to communicate what it has stored for years and years and years and years. And so here's the thing: when people will decide, I am ready to take better care of my body. I'm ready today to start making, they'll say that, some changes. And then after the first day, and believe me, I'm right in there. I'm right in there. I have all the room in the world to make a lot of changes too. And that's why I like teaching and studying this stuff and sharing it, because I get to grow and get stronger with it as well. But here's what happens. People will decide to start to make a change. And what that means is their typical routine. And I'm not talking about a new routine like Warren's doing a new routine for his back and his neck. Very consistent every day. That's important to achieve some goals. I'm talking about the routines that we become sedentary in, the routines that driving the same way every day, or eating the same thing every day, or whatever the patterns are, it's the same that you've done maybe for 35 years. So, and the cells in the body are become complacent, and they get in control. Actually, the body gets in control of the mind. So let's say today you decide, I am going to make this change for my immune system. I am going to make this change, my exercise for, again, my immune system, my mental, emotional health. Then what happens? There tends to be a roadblock. There tends to be, the body is going to give a pushback. The body's going to give some resistance back to the mind, back to the brain. And here starts coming some of the excuses. Well, maybe I'm too old for this, or maybe I'm too young for this. Maybe I don't have enough money to learn how to breathe better. Maybe I'm too underweight. Maybe I'm too overweight. What if this will happen? What if that will happen? Maybe I'm going to start on January 1st of 2022. It's putting this off and putting this off. We're in a phase of life globally. We can't afford that anymore. We cannot afford to put off something for tomorrow that needs to be taken care of today for our own well-being and our own health. When a person becomes sedentary, or they in their own routine, there isn't a feeling of wellness, well-being. There's a sense of freedom that's lost. And when I talk about well-being, I'm talking about unity. I'm talking about togetherness. That's what we're doing on this call. That's what we're doing on this class here, is we are uniting. When there is separation from people, separation from places, things that could be really good for us, nutrition, water, supplements, herbs that could be really good for us, the worst thing we could do is separate ourselves from that and isolate and become less involved. That's one of the worst things we could do. When we unite, when we bring well-being in unity, when we bring positive, healthy habits to develop into ourselves, into our body, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's not always comfortable. If it was that comfortable, we probably wouldn't initially be doing it. And there's a term that is used, is called tear barrier or a healing crisis. And when the body is reversing itself, trying to get back to the homeostasis of well-being and strength and the power of what we're really made from and who we are, there's going to be a shakeup time. There'll be a time it feels so, maybe that feeling of disconnect or uncomfortable, that analogy, I love it over and over. If a snake did not shed its skin, it would die. Okay, and we have to keep shedding the old of creating a healthier and stronger immune system. So the cells, if you could look at this, in your body, all your organs, your whole body, it has accumulated from every single thought, every experience you have had even a second ago, 2 days ago, 2 years ago. This is a sum of those experiences and that have been in our generations. So if you're saying, and I'm going to address this, whatever people have done to their immune systems, whatever it is, we have no criticism, we have no judgment on it, to ourselves, to other people. What is it going to take to go to a whole new level of health and well-being? And in that first screen that Kimberly had up, it was talking about educate, and that's what we're doing. We're getting educated and tapped into and become aware of consciously making these changes for our health, for our body. And what happens, we feel it in our life. Everything didn't accumulate overnight, nor will it go away overnight, but there can be progress. There can be a lot of progress made when the brain, mind, makes a decision, a healthy decision for ourselves. New neural pathways open up. Okay, what gets regenerated in the body starts opening up. The old wiring, the wiring from the nerves and the wiring that got all twisted in the body, throughout the body, when it starts to unravel, it, like I said, it may not always be comfortable, but you're going towards a worthwhile goal. This is really important that I want to emphasize this. So our mental, emotional stability, it's all connected into how we're thinking, what our habits are, what are we willing to change. Very recently, we went through a move, and talk about everything and anything that could be uncomfortable inside of me really was. Do I know for sure the move was good at this point? Definitely. Was it easy? Was it comfortable? I mean, not in any which way. There were so many aspects to it that brought up so many things in front of me as well. And what I mean in front of me, inside of me, to be able to recreate. When we're in the middle of recreating even our immune system, recreating anything that has been in our life. I hadn't moved out of my house in 23, almost 24 years. That, even the woodwork was used to my vibration and my energy. Even every cell of my body was used to you know, I was having things that were that familiar. I'm still where I would typically go from the sink to the refrigerator. I want to go the old way. When I want to go to certain cupboards or where the silverware is, I want to go to the old way. And it's very healthy to learn a new way and to hold that level of even our attention awareness, and as well as what are all the things I'm letting go of? What are all the things I'm getting clear of? Taking care of our well-being, it's a constant unlearning and it's a constant relearning. So I'm sharing all this to emphasize the importance of awareness, of being willing to make these changes, and to be patient with yourself. And for me to be patient with myself, as every cell, everything my body is going through with this is, it's bringing about more unity. It's bringing about more freedom. It's bringing about more life being regenerated. When you try new things, I mean, at first, just the fact, if you know they are that uncomfortable, I can about assure you, your spirit is wanting to do it. It may take some practice. Doesn't matter. You can practice as long as you want. What matters is that you get to feel the power and you get to feel the freedom, you get to feel the well-being and the regenerating of every cell of your body through doing this. Now, the person who's on the call that I probably know the longest is Myra. And I'm gonna ask Myra to unmute and show herself if you
How do I do that?
Great.
Okay, I don't know. Can you see me? I don't know if you can see me, Judy.
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
But I can't see you. Now I can see you. Great.
Oh, okay.
So Myra, I've known you for probably as long as I've been involved with the company.
Mm-hmm.
Many years, almost 40 years. And
Right.
so I shot you a question, okay? Text you a question that when you first started getting into taking care of your own health, what are some experiences you could share or you could remember that you could say, wow, I really like the change of that, but initially this is what it felt like?
Well, okay, so I started taking the one herbal product that you had. It's like I was getting my hormones in balance. Full moon was really working great for me. So, and then and recently, well, I just got back into yoga, Judy. But no, you want me to talk about the herbs then?
Yeah, or just how you know when you made a decision. Let's say you started yoga, you made a decision to whatever it is with your colon, you made a decision with hormones, what you
Right.
could tell your body started to do because of what you decided to do yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, like the hormonal changes, I felt a lot better. Felt like an even keel, So, and I was taking full moon, but yeah, I just started getting back into yoga, and I feel so much better, so much looser, and better attitude. I really need that. But now, next thing I have to get into is meditation. I have to do that. So, are you gonna start meditation classes, Judy?
It's coming. It's
Is
definitely
it?
coming. Yep.
Okay.
Because teaching the whole mind, body, spirit, we can't separate the physical from the mental, from the emotional. And if we want different results, we've got to be willing to learn new patterns and new ways.
Mm-hmm.
Bring
Right.
our mind and our body into balance. And I think that is so phenomenal what you're doing with the yoga. I mean, you don't give up, you don't quit on trying new things and taking care of yourself and your passion and your desire for that. And that's what it takes, Myra. It takes being involved with your heart and with your soul to take care of your life, your own, you know, and our immune system is so directly affected by the mind and our thoughts. It's just so encompassing with that. So I thank you so much for sharing that, and you know, and sharing, you know, that you're getting, you, when you called me, I don't know, a few months ago, I mean, we get off track and then, okay, this is what we can do.
Right.
And then we get back on track. I get off track. And then this is what I got to do to get back on track. And I don't want just on track. I want to have a vision and know where I'm going, why I'm going there. It's something that I really want. I want more out of life than, you know, where I was yesterday.
Right.
So thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Judy. Thank you.
Yeah. So right now we're living near this area where there's beautiful pathways along a ridge. It's just gorgeous. Now that isn't going to serve me in a good way unless I get out and walk it, unless I get out and use it, unless we put the action to it, whatever, you know, whatever it is. And I wanted to ask, you know, anybody else who could share what they think is what they know today to be an excuse of why they're not doing something to take care of themselves, and what is another option they have. What other decision are they going to make? And I see Bernie just joined us too. And hi, Bernie. So I'm having everyone take off their camera, but you can unmute when you're ready to talk, and you could turn your camera on when you're ready to talk. This is more for me not to be as distracted on my calls. Paul, you were going to say something?
I'd like to share with that. By the way, thanks for another great call. These feel very homey. It feels, I like what you said, unity, and this is, we're all coming together as a collective on a common purpose, and it's health, alignment, body, mind, spirit. I like what you said with excuses, and I heard something the other day, and it might be a little loud right now, is that if you want to know your limiting beliefs, look at your excuses, because your limiting beliefs are in your excuses. Change is very uncomfortable, and most people don't want to change because they want to be comfortable. They want to stay in the box. Same with me. Sometimes I'll get into a place where it's just, you keep doing the same thing because it's familiar, but there's no growth in that. And just like when you move, the fridge is in a different spot, and when you're doing something different, you're rewiring your brain. Like you said, you're going into, you're removing the neural pathways, and you're connecting to other things for growth. So the question, what was the question?
No, you're just sharing the connection between making the changes, you know, and getting into your uncomfortable zone to make these changes. That this definitely is so important to strengthen the immune system.
Absolutely. Just I want to share kind of, I started to write out and claim perfect health and well-being, and I wanted to feel that. I feel perfect health. Even if you don't have it yet, you just keep affirming it, you know? And then I don't know what that would be for me at that time, but I started to do certain things to get me to a place of well-being. And, you know, I changed my lifestyle. I stopped drinking. I went into a plant-based diet, and I didn't know I was going to do these things, but you're almost pulled to do certain things, whatever is in harmony with your well-being. You know, somebody else may do something different, but for me, that was the path of least resistance for, you know, doing what is necessary. And I think everybody's unique in their own way, but it wasn't easy and it was uncomfortable, and I'm still uncomfortable doing new things. And when things start to become familiar, it's like, okay, what's my excuses and what am I going to do differently and to be comfortable being uncomfortable? And that's
That's great. Thank you, Paul. I love that. That's really
Thank
good.
you, Julie.
So Paul actually brought up something that I'm going to lead into this exercise that we're going to do today. I was going to leave it towards the end, but I'm going to switch this up. I would like everyone to close their eyes. And I want you to be very clear how your body feels right now, whether it's your immune system, whether it's your neck, your back, your head, your foot, your knee, whatever it is. I want you to be aware of just right now, getting on the call, how you're feeling, how you're thinking. Okay. Now, I want you to keep your eyes closed. I want you to visualize. I want you to imagine anything about the cells in your body, about your immune system, about your life. It could be anything about your life. Just open it wide up. I want you to imagine, become aware of unlimited possibilities and how you would want to see this in the future for yourself. And I want you to feel it and bring it in as if it's happening right now. Feel this life energy circulating all through your body. Feel all this coming in through your skin and your cells. Feel how easy it is to walk without any pain. And in doing this, I want you to talk right now with your eyes closed, communicate to every cell of your body, every organ of your body, that you are thankful for it. You have gratitude. It is in perfect health. See your cells so strong. See your organs full of health, well-being, vitality, just younger by the day. Anything you can imagine. See every cell of your body rejuvenating. Anything you want to imagine for your future to now, you start visualizing it and you start feeling it and you start thinking it. Abundance, abundance of health, abundance of wealth, abundance of wisdom, whatever that abundance is, just invite it to keep coming in. And when you feel this well-being, you feel this wholeness, there's no lack in that. There's only more vitality that keeps expanding. There is no room for fear. It's just expectancy of the best. And that level of such positive energy coming in to your body, the cells especially are not used to it. They may try to take control of you again, but your mind, your intentions, everything about your well-being is in control. And you let every cell of that body know as well. And then just be so grateful, thankful to the universe. Whatever you want to connect with and call is fine. But I want you to then start bringing yourself back into the room, carry those vibrations, carry those thoughts with you, feel that collectively, because when you're doing it as a group, this is very powerful. You're also strengthening each other by doing this all together like this. So if you hold that space, and we're going to keep holding that space for each other, I want to point out a few signs of a weak immune system. And if several of you, I'm just going to see if you have any of these patterns. They could be chronic, they might be acute. If there's high stress levels, I definitely experienced that going through my move, no doubt about it. So I'm taking extra steps right now to build my system back up. Maybe cold, flu, allergies, you know, look for what is like something chronic, what continues to happen. We also know there's depression. Another thing that people are experiencing is a lot of hair loss. That's something that's perpetuating now, and short-term memory loss. So I'm addressing what some of you probably already know, some of the side effects to something, but we're addressing this no matter what. There could be chills, fevers, off and on. The body could be hot, the body could be cold. There's a lack of energy. People may feel tired, or their infections are healing slower, or they're having frequent infections. The frequency of nosebleeds, tremors, whether their head is shaken, their arms, their legs are shaken. There's called also the restless leg syndrome that goes on. People experiencing lately a lot more constipation and diarrhea, because the nerves and what we think about, what we're experiencing is affecting the gut. Colon issues, there could be sharp pains or constipation or bloating, and the feeling of anxiety as well. So now I want to talk about immune system foods that can help build your immune system. And these are just a few of these foods. Lemon and water could be very good. Bell peppers are really good. I'm really glad Kimberly, she did some research and she put out some foods that were ranked very high. We have the bell peppers, broccoli, garlic, ginger, spinach, almonds, sunflower seeds, green tea for sure, papaya, that stimulate the immune system. We absolutely need to keep in mind foods and supplements that stimulate the immune system. And for everybody on the call, I've been working on a protocol specifically for the immune system that does include extra zinc, D3. We're going to show you a few products that could be good as well. And then there are herbs and spices. This is lovely. And a number of these herbs are in our Pura Cleanse and some of the products that we have. Here again, life brings forth more life. Just the fact you're on this call, you are open to making sure you're doing anything you can to continue to strengthen your immune system. And I love doing these classes because it helps inspire me to keep sharing material and information that can make a difference in your life today. It will make a difference in your life tomorrow. as long as we're aware of choices and consequences. If these are healthier choices we are making, we are going to reap the benefits. We are going to reap the blessings. We are going to reap the blissful moments that will come because we're willing to shed the old skin. We're willing to get out of our comfort zone and say, wait a minute, I want these better results. This is what I'm willing to do and start to do in helping my body. So the other area that I'm really, really glad I got to have an experience with lately is self-care. After days and weeks of moving, that was a lot that I've heard other people say, well, you know, oh, moving was really hard. And I thought, no, ours is going to go so easy. And oh my goodness. So I love the idea of self-care right now, whether it's, and here's talking to the cells. This is a powerful experience every day. If you could start doing it, talk to your cells and your organs, program, wire into them the intention and the thoughts and the feelings you want it to have, not what you don't want it to have. As we know, what we focus on grows. Visualize how you want to feel. And as Myra was mentioning, the meditation, the yoga, she's doing the yoga now. And I mean, meditation is just so important. It's so vital to keeping a balance at this time. The Tai Chi, and then there's Qigong. Try new things. That's what I'm going to be doing here real soon is, okay, I know I could do this. I know I've done this and I know I've done that. Trying new things is what we need to do now. And what is it going to do? Strengthen our mind, strengthen our immune system. We were listening to a YouTube earlier, and his name was Chief Oren. He's a Lakota medicine person. And he was talking about even how this man is sitting up straight. He's talking about putting your spine against a tree, like even that strengthens your immune system, having your spine erect and using nature again. I'm dropping down to the moon bathing and fresh air, earthing, using nature right now. Get off the cement, get away from the electronics, rub some leaves in your hand, be near the trees, put your feet on the grass, lay on the grass, bring in the aromas. Water fountain, water is so cleansing as well. And I put down, I'm back to drinking chlorophyll and water, and I'm putting that now in my green drinks, even though there is chlorophyll. Amping up anything that will continue to help rejuvenate and restore life. So in saying that, here's where I'm going to encourage every one of you, if you don't have it, I suggest you get the organic turmeric. And I'm not here to sell a whole bunch of product tonight. I'm here to educate, but I want to educate you to have this for any inflammation, especially to amp up building your immune system really, really strong right now. So you could see the benefits with the turmeric, you could see the benefits with the black pepper and the neem. And I really, really encourage you. I know this will make a difference within 48 hours to your body, to stay strong no matter what. And you may want to take this 2 to 3 times a day, a couple capsules. I'm doing 3 twice a day. You can adjust it, any way you want to. The other thing I recommend is the Liposomal Vitamin C. Okay, I would get up to, again, for people who have been in situations that they know their system may be a little more vulnerable, you want to get up to 10,000 milligrams of liposomal vitamin C. And I just want to mention with the turmeric, the neem, and the black pepper, I think Myra was asking, it is organic. No doubt about it. So it's really potent, it's really strong. And then with the vitamin C, this is essential for building healthy, strong cells. We absolutely need every imaginable help possible, because when we hear shocking information, when we get caught in the fear of what's going on in the world or what is coming in the world on a day-to-day basis, this can potentially compromise every cell of the body. And it's subtle, and you're not going to feel it right away. You're only going to really feel the accumulation of it. And it will hit hard and it will hit fast. And this is where you will be prepared if you can do this now. If you can build up to, and what's nice about the liposomal vitamin C, it goes right into the cells. You don't get diarrhea from it. It's easily digestible, and it simulates quite easily into the body. So I just want to, I feel really drawn to share with people tonight the importance of preparing to take care of your nervous system, your immune system, but be aware of not letting your body have control of you. You have control of it through making decisions, by using your faculties, by using your mind to undo all those years and those habits a day at a time. And then the last thing I want to share with you, which I like, is our what's called your immune system is your bodyguard. I love how Kimberly came up with that idea. Maybe her and Taylor both came up with that. But our immune system is connected into our life force. And that life force is our bodyguard, but it's from the inside out. It's from the inside out of what we're taking and using, what we're eating, how we're exercising, what are we focusing on a day-to-day basis. And that means study. If there's anything here you're interested in trying and using, read about it, study it. If anybody suggests putting anything into your body and they just give it to you, educate yourself about it. Do the research on it. Know what it is you're taking. Know what it is you're doing. Know why. And just know there, if you're breathing right now, you can change anything. You are an unlimited divine being. Your body is made from wellness and truth. And that's what it knows. That's what it will return to. It just gets comfortable in the past. It gets too comfortable in our old habits. And when we're willing to make changes of throwing out the old ways, throwing out the old stuff, pulling the plugs, just keep pulling those plugs. But you know what? The new electricity of life is what you're hooking into, of who you really are, who you really want to be, feel the life you really want to feel. So that is my message for tonight. And if anyone has any questions, any comments, I'm willing to, you could take yourself off mute, turn your camera on. That would be just fine to do. Paul said he likes keep pulling the plugs. That's right. That's what we're doing right now. But we're getting plugged in to really, really good stuff. It was really neat hearing some changes Crystal was talking about she's making. And what does that do? That puts a smile on your heart. You know, when we make these changes, it builds our confidence and it builds our self-esteem, and it, you know, we become more empowered from that. And sharing that is contagious. The positive sharing is so exciting and so contagious. I want to invite anyone who's on the call today, if you could look at any of our new YouTubes that Danilo has been doing. They are so darn good. He's got a real gift working with this. So please feel free to check some of those out. They're just adorable. And we've got some more good ones coming too. So yeah, thanks for joining too, Myra. All of you, thank you for joining. If you want to take your cameras off now and we'll say goodbye to each other, that would be just great. Thank you to Danilo. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Judy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Myra. Bye, Bernie.